Hello friends, welcome to Tech Points. This video is part of Kotlin Tutorial Series, and in this video we are going to cover some more topics. Like in this video we are going to cover class, init block, its constructor, different types of classes, and inheritance. So let's get started. So here I am with the IntelliJ idea, and now let's see classes. So Kotlin classes are just like any other object-oriented programming language, just the syntax are different. So we declare class with the same statement like a class, and then presented by let's create a class car. Okay, and we can write some properties in it like where uh, co- color string and some another, let's say val. Okay, we need to initialize that. Let's initialize as an empty. Now another parameter val model year, let's say 2022. In the simple steps we can create a class, and if we want to access the properties inside the class, then we can create an object of the class like var or val c equals car, and just that's it, object is created. In case of Java we write new here, but there is no need of writing new here in the Kotlin. We can just write the class name and call the empty constructor if we don't have. And just like Java, if Kotlin class don't have any constructor, by default it attaches the empty constructor by default, so that we can call it like this, and we can then access the property like c dot color and just other things. Now in case of parameterized class, how we can do that? So just like a function, we can pass the parameters to the class here, like let's say val color colon color, sorry, not color, we are using a string type. Okay, it has the same name, we can just write one. So this is just a parameterized constructor. So that is pretty same. Now how to make call the constructor? So in the Java we write the same method with the same name as class name, that is a constructor. It's a constructor block. So in this it is not allowed, it is something different syntax it has. There is an init block. If you write here, we can see init block. So this block is called as soon as a constructor is called. Basically this is a constructor, and whatever the code we have to write in the constructor, we can write that in this init block. So this is same as constructor. So let's remove this parameter and just call, we'll write a statement like object of car is created. Okay, we are just creating an object and we are not doing anything else. And in the init block we are written this statement, so that this statement should get executed now, because as soon as we create the object of the class, this constructor is called. So yes, we are getting the output as object of car is created. So that is basically a constructor. Init block is basically a constructor of the class. Now let's see the concept of inheritance in Kotlin. The concept is pretty same, but let me try, try that with the code. We are writing another class vehicle, and we will try to extend the class car from class vehicle. And in Java we write extends keyword, but in Kotlin we write the colon and then class name vehicle. Okay, but it is giving an error. So let me try hovering what it's saying. It is saying this type is final, so it cannot be inherited from. So by default every class in the Kotlin is closed for inheritance. If we want the class to be inherited from by another class, then we have specific reserved keyword for that, and that keyword is open. So we have to declare this class vehicle as open in order to let class vehicle inherited from by another class. So as I write open here, the error has been gone, and now car can extend class vehicle. So let us try writing some value here. 12 manufacturer. It will be of type string, and let us initialize it at empty string, and we shall be able to access this manufacturer field from our child class, that is car. So let's try dollar manufacturer. Yes, we are able to access the manufacturer. So actually the concept of inheritance in Kotlin is the same as Java, but it's just the difference of syntax. Now let us move towards next concept, that is different type of classes. Kotlin provides us different type of classes according to our usage. The first one we are going to see, that is data class. So as its name suggests, whenever we create some data, we have to uh, set some model for that data, and that is data class provided by Kotlin. Like in the Java, in any, if you want to create any API request or any anything we have to save in database for a different, we create different models for that. So that model class is same as data class in Kotlin. Let me show that. We have this class. Let's say we have class named company, or let's say employee. That's a very typical example, I know. Class employee, and let's say employee has different fields, like it has its employee ID, its name, its designation, and a lot of other things. But in the Java, we have to create separate fields for these things, and we have to create getters and setters. Then after doing all this stuff, we have separate model called as employee. But in the Kotlin, we don't have to do anything of for that. What we have to do, we just have to prefix this class with data. Yes, we have to do, that's it, and the data, it will be converted to data class. Now how to use the data class? Data class basically don't have any curly braces. It just have this constructor type circular bracket, in which we can declare all of our field which we wanted, and we can then access that. We can create a separate model for that. Now what the things the employee have, like employee have ID, that will be of type integer. Then it might have name, and then designation, that will be also of type string. And yeah, we can write lot of properties, as many properties as we want in the class. Yes, we have employee model ready. Now if we want to store employee data in some database, local database, then we can just create some object of this, like val emp1 equals employee, and we can just write the values like one, its name is name, and its designation is, let's say, engineer. Yeah, this data class holds all these values, and this model class is basically created, and we can directly use this variable, and we can insert that into our database, or we can use this data class to, and send the parameters to the API, and all these things will be done very conveniently. That is the main purpose and easiness of data class. Then the next type is object. So let's try creating a new file, or let's create this in this class itself. uh, we'll be talking about object. So the object is basically, we can think it as a static method or static class in which we have only one instance. It is basically it just like a singleton class, and we can directly access the properties inside that. So we can just create a new file, or we can define it in existing one outside in the class, or we can declare that in inside the class as well, but generally we declare it at root level. So we just have to write the object, and we can write it as my object, and that's it, our object is created. Now this is pretty much similar like a static class, and we can directly access the properties and properties inside this, properties and method inside this. So we can just write val name colon string. Let me initialize that. Okay. Name is there, and we can duplicate this value. uh, Designation, we can say these two values it has, and it has only single instance, so it doesn't need any initialization anything. Let's try it. From our main function, we can directly access the properties whatever defined in the object class directly. Like we have here my object, and if I put dot, then it directly gives me name and designation. We can assign value, or we can get the value from this object. So I can assign name as Ashish here. Okay. uh, we have to change it to pair so that it should allow modification. Okay, we can directly access the name here, and we can also get the name from that. Now let me try showing that my object dot name. So this has only single instance. Let me try running that, and you will see the same name is printed here. Let me move the output window to here, and yes, we are getting the same name and Ashish. Let me hide this, and let me clear all this. Now we will see another concept named as companion object. So it is similar to the object, but the companion object resides inside a separate class, and one class can have only one companion object, while one class can have multiple objects, and objects can be declared at the root level as well. This is the difference between object and companion object. So let me try writing some class here. My class, inside this I can write object my obj1, and I can write another object as well, my obj2. So that is fine. If I write some property here in the my obj, let's say prop1, let me initialize that as an empty string, and I'll write here as a prop2. Then as I said, I can directly access that as its object, my class dot my obj1 as its object, my class dot my obj1 dot prop1. In this way I can access. But what if I don't want to access it like this one, and I want to eliminate this my obj1? Can I do that? Yes, there is a way to do that. Well, this is a class, and this has several objects, but these objects are aligned with this class. These are connected with the class, and out of this all these classes, one object can be a companion object. So I just write here companion, and it is a companion object. Now, as this object my obj1 is a companion for my class, then my class can directly access the properties inside the my obj1. That is, here you can see here it is showing this redundant, it is redundant, remove redundant companion reference. So we can just remove this one, and it can still work, while we cannot do that for prop2, because prop2 still needs to be accessed from the object my obj2, and then sorry, prop2 still it is not recognized. And if I write here my obj2 dot prop2, then it can be accessed. Because my class is here, my class has different instances, but prop2 resides inside this my obj2. And as this object my obj1 is a companion to the my class, then it can directly access the property. And it, as my obj2 it is not a companion object to the my class, it cannot, the my class cannot directly access the property prop2 directly. It has to go from the my class dot my obj then prop2. And as I said, a class can have only one companion object. If I try writing here companion, then it gives me an error. And if I hover here, it is showing that only one companion object is allowed per class. Now, moving towards further class type, that is enum class. So enum class is basically a set of values of similar type. So its syntax like enum class, and we can write if some has is some we have some different fixed set of values, then we can use enum class. Let's say if we have day object and in which we have different values, then it can only have values from Sunday to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to Saturday. Sunday to Saturday it has fixed set of values, or in case of month it has fixed set of values like January to December. For such things we can use enum class. Let's say we can here declare dates, enum class days, days, or simply a day. Then, and we are writing, we can directly write Sunday, Monday. Now I have written all the day values inside this Sunday to Saturday. Now if we want to, this is the explicit declaration of uh, day, that is day class will contain only these values. This is a fixed set of values, that is enum class. So how can we use that? We can use that in many ways, like we can just write a when block, when day, write well today equal to day, it should be colon today day. But what day is today? We have to write a when block. Then we can use this today, and we can just click on this and click on add remaining branches. Then when block will automatically create the branches for all of this, and it's just the initialization error. So we can initialize it with any value like day dot Sunday, and the error has been gone. So this is the advantage of enum block, that is all of the values which contains which day class contains are known at compile time itself. And also here if you hover here, then when class is not giving any warning else branch is needed, because it already knows that this day is an this today is an enumerable, and it does not have any value except for this. Or let's say we can also modify the example. Let's say we have some application and we have a different three different plans for that. That one is basic plan, you can also say that free plan. One is a premium plan, and that is a paid plan but with some more features. And one is a business plan, that is a more paid plan and with a lot of features. So we can also set an enumerable for that as a plan, and we can write the plan as basic, premium, and one is business. So this plan is an enumerable which has these three things, and accordingly we can modify this one. There is no special thing we have to do it here. And let's say we also have to want to pass a value for this, how much does every plan cost, and it will be an integer value. So I write here price colon int. So this price colon int should be applicable for all of the enumerable classes. For every whatever the property we have provided, for every property we must have to give this property price property. So I can just open a bracket, and we can write 0 here because it's a basic plan and it has no value. So let's say it has a 0 and it has 100, and this business plan has a cost of 1000 rupees. And here we don't have to much thing, like we can replace this today with plan, and we can use write the same name plan with plan, and we can initialize that plan dot basic. Now we can also extend this when case with add remaining branches, and all the remaining branches are all automatically generated by the when block. This is the main purpose of enum class, that all the values the class will contain are known at compile time itself. One more thing we can do with the enum class, that is we can loop over that and we can print all the values of that, or we can print or do some logic on that. Like let's say in the main function itself, I'll be writing for loop for plan in plans plan dot values, and I can easily iterate over this and can print here plan. So if I run this one, then it should print the list of all the plans which we had, that is premium, basic, premium and business one, whatever we have declared here. Now let's move towards next concept, that is sealed class. So sealed class are basically near about same like enum classes. They also have fixed set of things, but let's see the difference what they have. So here I declare one sealed class. Let me rub this one. So for writing the class as a sealed class, I just have to precede this class keyword with sealed. This is a sealed class, and we can open this class declaration. Okay, no opening is needed for this one, and we can start declaring anything. We have to make a specific set of things inside this seed class. Let's create a seed class of operating systems. So we have to create a seed class of operating systems. We can here declare operating systems like Android, object Android, and we can write it as operating systems. Basically, let's remove the S from here. Okay, operating system. We can also declare two more, that is iOS, and third one the Windows. Okay, these are the operating system which we want to discuss about in this specific class. That's why we have to deal with these three operating systems. So this is the sealed class, and this, as its name is sealed, so it does not contain any another type than this one. That's why it is called as sealed class. And if we go towards when block for this one, then the process is near about same. Well, OS colon operating system equal to, let's assign it as operating system dot android, and we can also provide a when here, when OS, and we can alt enter on this one and click on add remaining branches. So it seems the same like that is of enum. So it is, these two enum and seed class are pretty much similar, but with a slight differences. What is the difference then? In this sealed class, if you can see, this can hold object, or this can also hold a data class or a normal class as well. Let me rub that. So the major difference is, here Android can have multiple values, like it can have a version of type string. Okay, let me change it to class or data class, and I have to write val to access the property outside this while using this shield class. So we can have different versions of whatever the classes we have defined in the operating system shield class. So the operating system, this is a shield class, and this Android has a different signature, iOS has a different, Windows has a different. For Windows as well, we can give something like well latest release, and that can also be a string. Let me change that to data class as well. So we can have different versions like here data class, object, and data class here as well. And we can have like these different signatures. We can have this parameterized constructor of Android, and here we don't have, and here we again have this with a different. We can also set here as an int. So seed class is okay with all these things, but we cannot do that in the enum class. So basically enum class, for enum class we have to specify all the things here itself. And let me try writing val here. We can also define another property like let's say we have price, then we can define something like expiry, when this plan is expire. So we have to explicitly we have here declared the expiry, but we have to provide the value for the expiry for every plan, that is basic, premium, and business. We have to set expiry for every plan. Let's say if we have here basic plan, and it don't, for the basic plan none of these both these things are needed, because the basic plan that is a free, so it doesn't have any value as well, and it doesn't have any expiry also, it will never expire. So for basic plan, we don't have to provide any values, but as we are declaring here as enum class, then it expects that you must provide a declaration, you must provide values for both of these items. So that is the basic difference and important difference between seed classes and enum classes. So basically sealed classes provide a more flexibility if we have some structure that is a sealed, and we have to modify it according to our requirements. So the sealed classes works best that time. But it is not the case that sealed classes are always used, that are always preferred, because enum class has some functionality that sealed classes don't provide. That is, here we can look for this one directly as it is an enumerable. But if we have to loop through here operating system sealed class, then we cannot directly do this like this, do it like this one plan dot values. We have to make we have to capture all these properties inside one print statement. We have to write some here print statement, and then will be able to do that. But in the enum we can directly have the capability to do that. So this errors is nothing, just I have provided the constructor, so I have to provide the value here, and I have to modify it according to the new modifications, and yes, it is the same. So that's it for the shield class and enum class. I hope both of the concepts are clear to you, and that's it for this video too. This video is a bit longer, I know, regarding as compared to other, but this video has some important concepts that need to be gone thoroughly. I recommend you to try hands-on for all of these topics to get a better understanding of this. I hope whatever the concepts we have learned in this tutorial are clear to you. If not, you can ask your questions in the comment box. I'll try my best to answer those. We'll meet in the next tutorial. If you like this video, then click on like button, share this with your friends who are also trying to learn Kotlin. We'll meet in the next tutorial in this video tutorial series itself with some more topics. Till then, goodbye, happy coding.